What's going on, amazing people? Thank you for joining us for another episode of Beautifully Blended. I am Nikita B.
And I'm your boy, Big T.
And we are the Williams, and we are here today, guys, to love on you a little bit and, to have some dialogue. Of course, open it up for Q&A, as we always do when we're doing Beautifully Blended. It's for the families who have been independently on their own, and then now you guys are merging and blending together. So, because we also are a blended family, and we understand the obstacles, and we understand, the different things that we sometimes experience, we want to be able to have that platform for you guys to be your sounding board and your soft place to land, so you know that you're not alone, so that you know that that you're as valuable as anybody in the family. Everybody is valuable in their own rights. If you've been rocking with me, I appreciate you. I thank you. You know I do. If you are the first time visitors, baby, you welcome once, twice, 3 times. You are welcome. But if you are watching a replay, please feel free to put the word replay in the comment bar. Right now, we are live and in color.
And live in color.
We inviting y'all in to come to the house. Y'all in the house now. You done came, you done knocked on the door. We done told you to come on in and have a seat. You understand? So we are here. What's up to everybody who has tuned in and joined us? We are grateful to have you guys here, as they will say in the Baptist church, when it's getting good on tonight.
On tonight.
We're grateful to have you here on tonight. Babe, what we talking about tonight?
We're going to be talking about losing yourself. Don't lose yourself while taking care of others. I thought I saw something.
But
I'm sorry, y'all.
Can they hear you though? Can y'all hear him?
Yeah, they can hear me, right?
Yo, there. We talking about.
We're going to be on tonight. We're going to be discussing.
Oh my God. What are we discussing?
Taking care of yourself. Not losing yourself when taking care of others.
Right? What's up, Erica? So, guys, have you ever felt that way, though? And it may not even be a blended family. It may be you and your family, period. It's been you and him forever. It ain't nothing in between. It may not be blended, but do you know how it feel? If you can relate to it, put yes in the comment bar. If you know how it feels to feel like that you are always giving, you are always there for other people, whether it's your spouse, whether it's your children. If you feel like you're the one that's always denying yourself so that other people can get what they need to get and accomplish what they need to accomplish. If you sometimes feel forgotten, type me in the comment bar. Type me in the comment bar. They already putting yes, yes, yes. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Vicky said yes, 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 yes. Lord, Lakeisha said hell to the yes. She meant that thing.
You meant it, babe.
Right? Felicia said yes every day. Now they starting to put me over here on IG. They already like me. Somebody gonna come with
me.
Yeah, it's gonna come. Somebody gonna come with a choir. It's me, oh Lord. Me, right? So the thing about it is, guys, Terrence and I was talking earlier today, sometimes the way that we were raised and the things that we were taught and the examples that we have or had were those that show a person being the strong one in the family. Right? It shows that they dependable. You can go to that one and they the strong one and they doing this and they doing that. But it dims the light on the ones that are not being dependable. You're not being responsible. You're not being accountable. You're not showing up for yourself.
Right.
You're not having the integrity that you need to have. So it's a good and bad on both sides of that. And for the person who is that person who's doing everything, who's making sure you show up. I just don't want us to fall. I want to make sure I'm supporting. I want to make sure that I'm there if they need it. Guess what? You're not doing yourself any justice by doing that all the time and it always being you. Why? Because you show people how to treat you.
Yep.
You show people that it's okay for them to be half-handed. You show people that it's okay for you to be abused. Because at some point, it shows attributes of abuse. Yeah, right, see? He was like, what? How, Keita? You want to know how?
Yeah, explain.
Okay, sure. I'm glad you asked. Because when you look at somebody who has been abused or who is going through abuse, they're a person who feels vulnerable. They're a person that feels like they do not have another choice. They're a person that feels so emotionally attacked that if they don't do a certain thing, then their emotions, their feelings, and all of this other stuff is going to feel way worse. And when a person deliberately puts you in that position, it is a form of abuse. Now, I'm not talking about you done spoiled somebody half to death and they ruined. I ain't talking about that. I'm not talking about, you do so much all the time that they just lazy. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the ones who are able, who are capable, who know how you feel, who understands the stress that you are under. They will look at you and still be okay with you going through all of those negative emotions just because they know that if you do it, that responsibility, it doesn't have to be on them. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It hit different, don't it?
Hit different.
It gets that deep. Yeah, it could be narcissists, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes people just feel entitled. Sometimes we set a precedence for other people to treat us the way that they're treating us. And then when we get tired of that happening and we don't want that to go on anymore and we start saying something, then that's when the argument comes. That's when the confusion comes. Because you ain't been saying nothing about it. We been doing it like this. And then that's when the what you call it? That's when the reverse psychology comes. The accusations come. They want to try to make you feel bad. They want to try to tell you, why you acting like that? You must be seeing somebody else. You must have something going on. They want to bring up these things that they know is not true. But at the end of the day, if they bring it up and if they say something that's so far to the left because you don't want to entertain that type of foolishness, you go right back to what? Doing those things that you were doing before that you complained about doing. Don't forget about yourself while taking care of other people. Manipulation. Thank you.
And why shouldn't they forget about themselves while taking care of other people?
You should not forget about yourself while taking care of others because you will be that one when everybody else is going on with their life, everybody else have things and ideas and they're feeling fulfilled. You will be the one left trying to figure out who you are. Nikita, I'm searching for myself. I lost myself. I'm trying to find my purpose and all of this other stuff. When at the end of the day, it's not the fact that you lost yourself. You where you stopped, right? It's the fact that you have not yet decided to stick with your answer. You said it, you mentioned it, and especially if you get mad, you say it loud, right? But at the same time, you don't stick with it so they don't take you serious. So Terrence, what would you say if there was somebody out there, of course they're married or either they have, they're in a blended family or whatever the case may be, and they have been there for that person since forever, and now they feel like, I'm ready for me now. And that other person does not see what the big deal is or why they want to switch stuff up. Like, why you want to switch up or why you want to change now? Things are going fine. Totally overlooking that person's desires and requests. What do you tell that person who feels defeated because they don't believe that they have the support that they need?
I would tell them, you've taken a back seat on your life. You've taken a back seat on your purpose. You have taken a back seat in your family, or you've taken a second share. And the reason you did it because the other person was excelling and you forgot about your aspirations, your visions, or things that you want to do in life to help the other individual pursue theirs, which would be wrong to do.
Right. We at that point though. We discovered that. So the thing is, what now?
Pursue your passion. Pursue whatever your purpose or your passion is. Pursue that, because you're still your own individual.
They don't have the support.
You will have support. You will have your own audience. The support you have may not come from inside of your family, but that don't mean you won't have the support.
Okay, so what do they do though whenever it's causing discord in the household?
You need to have a conversation with the individual and tell them this is how you feel. And if they don't respect how you feel, and they don't respect what you want to do or what your calling is, I would say you have the decision to make. It's as basic as that. Would you agree?
Of course, I do believe that you do have a decision to make, but then, like that's where the crossroads come, right? We're meeting at the crossroads right now, right? So just like Annie says, I'm so tired of being tired. But whenever you get to the point of being exhausted and you give out, that's when we decide that, okay, now I'm going to do something. But the problem with that is this: you have wasted so much time and energy that when it comes time for you to do what it is that you desire to do, you don't have the strength to do it. You don't have the confidence to do it. And you start second guessing yourself. You start talking yourself out of things. And when I say you're at that crossroad, it doesn't necessarily mean that you got to split, that you got to bust up, or that you got to do whatever. It just simply means that you're at the point where you have to make a decision that enough is enough, right, and it's time for me. Think about it this way, guys. Whenever you say to yourself that I want to move forward, that I can't continue on supporting adult children. I can't continue to only support my better half or my other half, my spouse, whoever it is. I can't keep dissecting myself in so many pieces that I only have a piece left for myself. What I'll decide to do is put myself first, those things that I have identified. So you got to first identify, what do you want to do?
Right.
What will make you happy?
Right.
And let me put this caveat in there. If you want one of those people, it'll make me happy it'll make me happy if he would, it'll make me happy if she would. Get all that out your head, because you can't control people.
Right. And the reason that you're sick or tired of being tired because you're running the wrong race. That's not, you are helping someone else build their purpose while you are being unfulfilled in your aspiration, your dreams, and what you want to do in life. Then I'm just tired of being sick and tired. I'm tired of being in this place. I'm tired of going back and forth, because you're running the wrong race. You're not living your purpose. You're not doing what you've been called to do. And until you get in that space, you're going to keep being tired of being sick and tired.
And then, like, my thing is, I think sometimes, like, even when we say that about building purpose or being in our purpose and all that, I think we overuse the word. Some of the stuff is just basics. Some of it is just fundamentals. It might not even be a person that's pursuing their purpose. I mean, I thought they get up and go to work and come home. And you make sure that they have the support that they need so that they can continue on and they can maintain. And you may want to go and do something different, but because they're stuck in their way and they don't want to make more of themselves, or they don't want to go further, they cool with where they are, you stay stuck in a position or a job that you're in because you might be the breadwinner, meaning you make more money than the other person. So if you was to say, well, I want to go and do this, it's going to put your household in a strain because y'all used to living a certain lifestyle. But you have to ask yourself, is the lifestyle worth me and my happiness? What's up, Deron? Is the lifestyle worth that? Or is the lifestyle worth me continue to stay where I am? You know, like literally, it can get to the basics, right? Counseling has helped me counseling is definitely is key. Right. But at the same time, the person got to be willing to go to counseling. So this is what I'm telling you guys. I'm not speaking about anything about everybody else. I'm not speaking anything about this person, that person, my child, my mom, my friend, my spouse, none of that. It's totally about you. Because the problem comes when you're not happy with yourself. When you're not happy with yourself and you put all of your happiness into making somebody else happy, and you convince yourself that, oh, now I'm fulfilled, you full of lies.
Yeah, yeah. Happiness come from within. There's no listen, people and things will let you down. They will let you down. You will feel like you don't fail face first. And so you can't put your happiness, you can't put your what's a good word I can use?
Your hopes, your desires
in someone else's hand. You can't put what your destiny is called on your life in somebody else's hand. It's not gonna work that way.
See, Terrence get all deep with y'all and stuff. I'm gonna stick to the bare minimum on tonight. Why? Because some of you don't get past the basics. Some of you don't get past the bare minimum. You won't put yourself first in your own life, right? You won't put yourself first in your own life. Why? Because you're so busy putting yourself first in somebody else's. And you have to ask yourself, what type of person or what caliber of a person would allow me to position myself in their life in such a way where they don't even have to be responsible or accountable for their own self?
Right.
Start asking yourself those kind of questions. Because if you want to be real with it, yeah, people will put you down, but guess what? You will put somebody down too. And it may not even be intentional. Why? Because we are all human. We all fall short. But it comes a point in your life where you have to identify that if it's intentional, accidental, what you say, how do you put yourself first? It's easy. The way that you put yourself first is first identifying what is it that you want. Number one, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want to accomplish? Where do you see yourself? You have to have a vision in mind in order for you to see. A lot of us can't see where we're going because we don't have a vision, right? And I'm not being deep. I mean a basic thing.
I don't think you ought to feel selfish for putting yourself first, because if you're not full, how can someone else catch the overflow? Your cup got the first run over. God got to bless you enough that your cup you got to be in the front of the fountain for your cup to get full. You can't bless nobody else with the overflow unless your cup is full. So don't think that way.
A lot of times when people feel guilty for putting themselves first, it's because you have lived a life and you have lived a lot of experiences where people have taken advantage of you and where you have felt vulnerable and you have felt not as highly of yourself as you should. You understand? Like whenever you are at a point where a person has taken advantage of you and you might have low self-esteem, you might feel down about yourself, you got all this stuff going on, then you feel bad about putting yourself first because in your head, that means that another person had to do without, or that means that other person got to figure something out on their own. Well, what about when you had to figure things out? What about when you had to step up and do things for yourself? And even for the person who says, you know what, Nikita, everybody around me need help. Yeah, but guess what? If you are not functioning, what good are you to help them?
Right.
You got to know what you want. And the first thing you need to do whenever you are helping other people, you make sure that you step in to help them after they have exhausted doing things for themselves. Right. Them needing help and them being helpless is two different things. Yes. You got somebody who might need help with grocery, right? So you might go and help them get grocery. Then you will have that person, they need help with grocery. You get the grocery and they want you to cook it too.
Facts.
You understand? So at the end of the day, you have to understand that you putting yourself first means you're going to do what's best for you. You're going to make sure that you're not going to go into lack or into a void on the behalf of somebody else who is irresponsible.
Right.
The people who are around you that need you, do they need you because they're disabled? Do they need you because they're not able or capable of doing something? Do they need you because they're on hard times? Or do they need you because they've mismanaged? I mean, there's different reasons that a person needs you. And let me throw this in there too. Sometimes, we like the way it feels whenever we need it. We like to be the one that a person have to come to so we can give, so we can share, so we can let them know, oh, you know, it's good, I got it, and you feel good about it because you're not in that position that you used to be in. But at what point are you going to identify with yourself that you're not doing them any justice? When are you going to take the time to show them how to do what you continue to do for them?
Because they'll never learn to fish if you keep bringing fish to the table.
You see what I'm saying? Do I have a journal with my sayings in them? Here. I'm creating one though. Is this helping you guys? If this is helping you guys, put yes in the comment bar. But I told you, number one, you have to identify what you first want. Right? Number two, you have to make sure that you identify what you're not willing to accept. Because it's two different things. I want this right here. And sometimes we're so focused on what we want that when people come in and they do stuff that we don't like, we'll complain about it, but we won't do nothing about it. So you have to identify what you're not willing to accept. You got to set boundaries. You got to have standards.
Right.
So number one, identify what do you want. Number two, set standards and boundaries. What are you not willing to accept? Right? Then number three, show up for yourself on a daily basis. Do you take time out for yourself? Do you have time during your day where you can have personal development? When people tell me I don't have enough time in a day, I don't have time for myself at all, that's not true. The only reason why you don't have time for yourself is because you're not willing to sacrifice. I sacrifice already because that's where my time goes. No, you mismanage your time, and that's where your time goes. When you sacrifice like me, I don't like getting up early in the morning, but if that's what I have to do in order to get my personal development in to set the tone for my day, that's what I'm going to do. Right. Terrence, he's not a night owl. No. But if that's something that he needs to do to make sure that his day is set up for the next day, right? He's setting up his tomorrow and that he got his stuff in order. That's what he's willing to do. Some of y'all not willing to do anything that's outside of your box. You're not willing to do something that's not in alignment with your little checklist. Some of you are okay with things going the way that it is because you can afford to put up with the foolishness.
Right.
Right?
I agree.
So at the end of the day, baby, you can't forget about yourself. Even whenever you're married. Yeah, we two have come together and became one. But I promise you, he gave me a vision. He gave Terrence a vision. When purpose was put on the inside of Terrence and purpose was put on the inside of me, it didn't say, according to Terrence, I want you to do. If Terrence appreciates or if Terrence wants you to do it. It didn't say, okay, Terrence, if Keita good with it, or if Keita going to support you through it, then I want you to make sure that you do it. That's not what it says. You have to understand that you are one person and you are an individual. And if you are broken as an individual, you will go into whatever relationship and friendship cutting other people because you got jagged edges.
Right. You got to learn this. Keita has her purpose and her calling. I have my purpose and our calling, my own calling. Now, understand this. We are one couple. But when Keita or I pass away, we got to stand before the maker our own self. I'm not going to be there. I don't think so. And she's not going to be there when I'm there. We got to give an account of the deeds that we've done. And he go, well, Terrence, why didn't you do this? Well, my wife didn't. Or my wife thought we should. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. You got to fulfill the purpose that's put within you. You're your own individual vessel.
I told y'all, Terrence gets so deep, honey.
But they understand what I'm
saying.
saying.
You done took her straight to Calvary, Terrence. We done went to Judgment Day and everything.
I'm just saying, babe.
There is room at the cross because he done killed me. For you.
Will you come?
There is room.
Will you come?
My chap's crying now. Mama, no.
Wow.
At the cross. Oh, for you.
Yea, though I walk through the valleys of the shadow of death,
you may be rich. Oh my God.
I shall fear no evil.
You may
For
be
thou art with
me. We done went to so many funerals. There is room. Take me.
Hashtag 2020 has been rough.
For you. Don't fast forward me to the Lord.
I'm not gonna. I'm just using an example.
Don't use the example,
using an
Terrence.
example,
Well,
man.
I gotta go and see him and wait on him to say, "Well done."
You got.
Now, good and faithful servant.
You have been faithful of a few things.
Oh.
Now you shall be ruler of many.
Yeah, like let's stay right here on earth. Boy, didn't he take us there? I'll take you there. Hey, he took us there, didn't he?
Did not our hearts burn within us?
While the man of God went before on yonder's mountain. Where he went on the footstool of mercy.
What you got there, babe?
What if you go outside your box, but you still don't make it happen? It depends on what you're talking about. Consistency is key.
Right.
Baby, I told y'all Terrence is so deep, honey. Terrence will fast forward you, fast forward thoughts and all that. I'll be right there on the surface. You know why? Because, baby, many people won't go into the deep. Walk with me. They won't go out there into the deep. They're not going to go out there in them troubled waters. The waves are not going to come and overcast them. They're going to be right there in the shallow edges, right there where the sand
Just
is.
knee deep.
They're not even knee deep.
Just at the ankles.
They're going to be right there. You're not listening, sir. I said right there at the edge.
It is.
At the sand.
Lord, how much?
Right there. Your feet just getting wet a little bit. That's what's wrong with some people.
What's wrong with them?
They want to get real deep, but you surfaced. Huh? It's superficial.
You saying something, not Doc.
It's superficial. She said, you just tell us about ourselves and just go right on. I've been there.
Yeah.
You gonna go into the deep with Terrence, you go right on.
Come on.
You go on and see what the end's gonna be. I'm gonna be right here though.
No, I'm a cast.
Like my grandma say, I'm gonna wait a while.
I'm a cast into the deep.
Child, some of you go ahead, cast into the deep. That's where they found them drowned. Huh? Oh yeah, they found them drowned.
Found who drowned?
Whoever out there in the deep and ain't got no business. Where's your heart? What you talking about? Where's my heart? Oh, you might be asking me in a different way. Ask me that in a different way. You might be saying, like, what are you passionate about? Baby, you said, where my heart? I'm about to say somewhere in my pleural cavity, honey. It's somewhere.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
Yes, Lord.
What up? So, hey, that's where we at today. You know, 2020 has been very challenging for a lot of people, right? But at the end of the day, people have been so overwhelmed. You got a question? Ask your question. People have been so overwhelmed and they've been so consumed because not only are they thinking about themselves, they're thinking about other people. They're thinking about the well-being of other people. They're thinking about how they're going to do, how they're going to manifest this and how they're going to manifest that. And the problem is this. The problem is you haven't got situated within yourself yet. And you already ready to consume yourself with somebody else's problems. I agree with you. Yes, where's your heart in your family or in your love to please God? And you are, I see that, I can hear you. Yeah.
But let me tell you this. Self-care is key. Because if you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be able or be around long enough to take care of anything or anybody else. Understand, like when you're on an airplane and you're flying out, they tell you, if in the case of an emergency, and the oxygen mask come down, please secure what? Your mask first before you begin to help others. Ain't that what they say, baby?
That's what they say.
I had a little thing up there, having up here. Please secure your mask first and then help others. Because if you out of here, I ain't gonna be no good for nobody. Self-care is first. It's key.
Self-care is the best care.
It's the best care.
What about people who make you feel guilty for not doing for them by saying you forgot where you came from? They don't know how much it takes to keep myself afloat. Well, this is a thing. People that say stuff like that, that means that they are still where you used to be.
Right.
So they have the option to do something different and make different choices. I tell people this often. If people are telling you that because of the way that you make them feel, that's one thing. But if a person is feeling bad about themselves and then they're trying to project that on you, that's another thing, and that's none of your concern.
This is what I'll say to that. A lot of people, if you are at a different level and you able to live however you live, they try to make you feel guilty because they are not at the same place that you are at. And you can't be guilty or feel some kind of way because you're successful and they're not. Did you put in the work and you got there? The thing is, you put in the work and you got to where you are. And I wouldn't feel obligated. Because that's their way of thinking. That's how they feel. You can't make what they say become your truth.
That's that on that. Say, I lost it over the weekend. My mom depletes me a good bit. I couldn't take it. I reached my limit. Now I don't know how to fix it. I meant everything I said, but Lord, she's my mama. There's no fixing that. What was said needed to be said. Maybe you didn't say it in a way that you're pleased with at this moment. But I do find that when people become overwhelmed and people get frustrated and they come to their wits' end, that they say what they've been wanting to say and meaning to say for some time. One thing I can tell you for sure, your mama know what she doing.
Yeah.
The second thing I can tell you for sure is your mama know what she doing. The third thing I can tell you is, I promise you, your mama know what she doing. So at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, am I willing to accept the behavior? Am I willing to accept the way that I feel? Am I willing to continue to go through what I'm going through? Or do I want to leave what happened? Hey, that's there. I said what I said, feeling some kind of way. But then at the same time, if another situation comes up, you guys are able to talk, you guys are able to move forward. You do that with boundaries.
Right.
You do that with standards, because it doesn't matter what position a person holds in your life. We're all human.
And we always teach this on this platform. You don't attack the person, you attack the issue. Mm-hmm. But what happened is this. You let that thing get so heated and you couldn't take it no more, and you just lashed out, and y'all was just in there fussing.
Like the older people say, you let it fester.
And see, this is the thing. You can't let stuff go on and on like that. We're human. That stuff will build up, and it'll get you to a point. It'll get you to a boiling point, as they say. And then it's gonna scald somebody. It's
gonna be too much, because at the end of the day, he said to honor your mother and father so that your days will be longer upon the earth in which we live. But at the same time, if honoring them requires you to be distant from them to keep that honor, then that's what you need to do. If you know that conversations are going to the left, it's time to end the conversation. If you know that if you guys are in close proximity, that you be like, you know what, I feel it going, because it's a cycle. Right. I feel it. I feel the energy shift, and it's time to go. Right. Like, you got to be able to have those boundaries.
And just to piggyback off, you said, everybody say, you're supposed to honor your mother and father, so your days shall be long upon the earth that I giveth thee. Right? But they leave this scripture out. Parents, don't provoke your children unto wrath.
We're not gonna make it all right for nobody to be showing out. Though.
Right. But don't provoke nobody either.
I understand.
That's what I'm saying.
But when you do that, Terrence, you telling people, no, you ain't supposed to. But if you do, ain't no such thing if you do.
But
okay, thank you.
But you gotta, hey, this is the thing, man. You can't add to it or take away from it. You got to stand on what's real, and that's what they say.
Nigga, did we just go to theology school?
No, I'm just saying.
What I'm saying is that's why I told her.
Okay.
I told her. I said, what's been said and done has been said and done, because that baby was provoked.
Yeah.
That covered that scripture.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Then over here, because she feeling some kind of way, because she ended it with, but that's my mama, though.
That's your mama.
So I felt down in my shanana that baby feeling some kind of way. That's why I said you gotta honor your mother and father, and then you let the devil use you and come. Yes, you did, because you was like, but the word also said.
That's what it's saying.
Now you already done fast forwarded me. You done fast forwarded me.
I don't know, man.
They done sung the hymn over me, Terrence, and I always try to figure out too why I always gotta die first in these scenarios.
I said you or me, babe.
Yeah, but you start,
amazing sound to save
you see what I'm talking about?
Who knocks at every door.
So that means I'm gone.
2,000 blessings in his hand, just
to satisfy the poor. But you follow me though, sis? You follow me? Because it is the truth. Like for real. You can't provoke your child to wrath. And when your child be like, bop, 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 like popcorn, then we want to pull out, oh, you got to honor your mother and father. Now the Lord told you to calm down too. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So 2 wrongs don't make a right.
No, it don't.
Hey, But
so since things have happened in that situation, and like you say, it's gonna come around again. Just have your mind in a clear space where you can just talk about the issues and not attack the person.
And I don't feel like a person that you got to have a redundant conversation. Because I feel down in my shanana that y'all done went through this before. Y'all done had the same type of conversations before. It's almost like being in an abusive relationship. They know what moves you. They know what you should do. They know what they shouldn't do, but they do it anyway. And because of the position that they have in your life, they make you feel obligated to put up with it. Oh my God. Juanita, I'm with your husband. People know what they doing when they do it.
They do.
Oh my. They say, you helping me on tonight. Yeah, you got to attack the issue, not the person. Because if you start attacking a person, you're going to start talking about their mama. You're going to start talking about their kids. You're going to start talking about, like, they stank and stuff. Like, you ain't been saying nothing else about nothing. Now, you like, and then I don't even know why I'm going back and forth with somebody with their feet smell like that.
You finna
babe, what the feet got to do with it? And I don't even know why I'm even talking funky feet self. Just funky footed.
I thought somebody who had funky feet was trying to say something.
Please. And I don't even know why we going back and forth and your mama can't even cook potato salad. Like, what did that have to do?
What are we talking about here? We're not talking about potato salad.
You don't start attacking a person, honey.
Now you don't got no, it's personal out here now.
It's personal. It's personal. You wouldn't go into detail with her, but you let her know that she was a master manipulator and be having you thinking that you crazy. That's what master manipulators do. That's what they do.
Have you second thinking yourself, well, maybe did I do that? I might have did. I shouldn't have said that. Have you like that?
And this is what I'm saying. What? Because you provoked your children, that's not a reason to dishonor your parents. Honoring your parents is one of the first promises that God gives us. Yeah, He gave us a lot of first promises.
That's the only. But in the commandment, that's the only commandment that comes with a promise. But we can't just use that snippet of the scripture and you let that be the premise and go out here and think you can say what you want, do what you want, and think that's not going to be a reaction.
And the consequences.
That's going to be for every action. There's going to be an opposite but equal reaction. You honor your children are going to honor you. Yeah. And then if you say something to your kid, most kids now they're going to walk away because they don't want to disrespect you or be unfair.
Right.
But guess what? The day of judgment, you have to take account for that.
Right. Right. When people say stuff like that, that's the ones that'll be going through abuse of their parents even as adults. Your mama be calling you all out your name and be throwing stuff at you, about to slap you, doing all kind of foolish stuff simply because I'm your mama. Okay. Like, I'm not going to fight my mama. My mama ain't here. Lord knows I miss my mama. But I'm not going to fight my mom or anything like that. I'm going to go ahead and walk off. And I'm going to go ahead and keep my distance or whatever. Because nobody's going to allow you to keep pounding on them on the sake of honor your mother and father. And just because somebody birthed you doesn't make them a mother. It made them a canal to get you here. There was a conduit from the womb to earth. Okay, I'm going to leave that right there because I think I done got mad.
No, don't get mad, babe.
I can get angry, but sin not.
Sin not.
I'm just saying. Sometimes we are born, from broken people. And all they know is what they have saw.
And that's the
And what they saw was abusive, out of order, and broken.
Yep.
And now they want to implement that brokenness on you, and you walking around here trying to figure out why you jagged.
And that what it's called, a generational cursing. That's what it's called.
Not all the time. Some of it just called, you ain't hitting on nothing.
No, you did it because your mama and daddy did it.
Sometimes, and sometimes they just ain't hitting on nothing, Terrence. Let's call a thing a thing. Everything didn't come from your bloodline. I done met somebody that was straight funky. I ain't never smelled her mama. Huh? Is it hereditary? No, you need to take a bath.
She don't like the baby.
You see what I'm talking about? Everything ain't hereditary. We ain't gonna let that go on the lineage. Some of the stuff
they pick up
that
on
people they pick up on their own. Some of the stuff people want to say, oh, it's hereditary. Oh, well, their great grandmother did. Oh, one of the ancestors did it. Honey, please.
Well, you know what daddy was.
Some of this stuff you choose to do.
Yep.
Now, some of this stuff you make a conscious decision to do.
Right.
When am I writing my first book? Girl, I been wrote that book. How to beat the F out of fear. I'll be helping people beat fear and go after what they need to go after. I just want you guys to understand how amazing you are individually. I just want you guys to understand that you have everything on the inside of you right now to get started, to do what you need to do in the position that you're in right now. It doesn't matter if you have messed up. It doesn't matter if you feel like you're not the best you or whatever. Now, I'm telling you right now, he'll use you if you let him. My grandma used to tell me, the Lord keep you if you want to be kept.
That's right.
He will keep you if you want to be kept. How to Beat the F Out of Fear. That's the name of the first book. That's why I want you guys to understand. Because if you mess around and get yourself together, baby, right, sis, right, Coquila Grove. If you get yourself together, you understand the principles and the foundation of a healthy life, a healthy mindset, a healthy heart. I promise you, when you go into friendships, relationships, workmanships, whatever it is, baby, everything will be different for you.
Right.
Try being married to someone who does only what they want to do. I wouldn't try to be married to them. And if I was, their way out. Please, Y'all, I feel like my new boyfriend might need me more than he want me, but I'm so scared of commitment, so I'll be ready to run off. So you can't assume.
Right. You need to have a conversation.
You need to have a conversation. Do you feel that way because he's showing you evidence? As a nurse, this is what I always remember. Okay? I always remember this as a nurse. And I said this will help other people. Whenever we went to take something to a doctor, whenever we documented anything, we had to document our assessment. We had to document our findings. And when we said something, we had to include this conjunction, as evidenced by. When we said something, we had to show evidence to prove what we said. The patient, the client, the resident had increased agitation as evidenced by throwing things at this nurse or at this writer, by yelling out whenever somebody was in the room. You had to show evidence. Even with the man upstairs, baby, he shows evidence. He has a great resume. That's why we have testimonies. That is our evidence. So whenever you are accusing a person of something or you feel a way about something within somebody, if you don't have evidence, you're just assuming. If you don't have evidence when you repeat it, you're spreading a rumor.
Right. Evidence. Right.
Evidence, baby. It's an inside job.
Right. Now, I'm gonna say this too.
Yes, but not being abusive. Everybody's life story is different. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, but you're exactly right. Everybody's life story is different. It is.
Listen to this right here. We all come from different walks of life. We all go through different things in life. Some good, some bad, and some are indifferent. But we have to learn this. Even in our brokenness, we can still make it through life into where we need to be on the broken pieces.
That's true. She said, why is that so hard for some people? Because we were all raised different. Our thought processes are different. Our emotional compass is different. Our tenacity is different. We are so different. We just are.
What did it say?
I read that question.
Okay.
Why is it, so much harder for other people? Why is it easier to say ugly things than to praise people? Because people will say something from a hurt place because they're confident in it, because they want to express themselves in that way. Whenever you say something positive or whenever you uplift somebody and do those other things, depending on a person, then to them, they are identifying their shortcomings instead of identifying it as you are uplifting somebody else and showing gratitude. It's all about mindset.
That's good.
Wait a minute, we over here on IG. Who we praying for? What's wrong? What I miss? My father had a stroke in March. He finally came home, now hospice. He was getting better. Then he caught a UTI, so they sent him back to Yale Hospital. Then he caught COVID. Oh, then he just went down. So sorry to hear that,
Praying
Sheila.
for you.
So sorry to hear that. Bless his heart.
Hurt people, hurt people.
I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. Yep, hurt people, hurt people. What is my IG? I am Nikita B. Do we have any other questions, guys? Any other questions? The doors are not open. Any other questions? Really, babe?
The door is not open. We got to give him a song, babe.
No, we don't.
We ain't gonna give him a song?
No.
Okay, we ain't gonna give y'all a song tonight. She don't want us to sing.
No, because he always want to take us on the other side.
They probably wanted a song, babe.
They didn't want that. Matter of fact, we'll come up with one next time we get on here. We're gonna have one for y'all, cause you won't quit. You gonna quit fast forwarding us. His song, his go to come to Jesus. He ready to sing somebody. Come to Jesus.
They said sing, babe. They said sing. They want to sing.
No, they don't.
I thought somebody said sing.
No, they ain't mean that. Them babies tired. He said, do the people want the song? Jesus, just now.
Will you come?
Just now.
Will there be one? Will there be one?
Just now.
Will you come?
Come to Jesus, just now.
Door stands open as they stand open for nearly 2,000 years.
Saying, whosoever will, let him come. Don't you doubt him.
Don't you doubt him?
Right, Erica? Just said, we ain't ready to go yet. We're going to have a whole theme song for y'all, because I won't keep going through this. Getting up off here, I felt good with y'all. Now I'm over here and feel like I'm yet holding on.
She said they're here for it, babe.
You hit Ashley, don't encourage them, sis. Are you getting ready to send us home? See what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm getting ready to send y'all. See, they in the house, Terrence.
They in the house?
Yeah, they came over to visit and stuff, and I'll be telling them, y'all go get your coats now. It's about time. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here.
But this is what we want to encourage you all, though, just for real. We want to encourage y'all to stay strong, because 2020 has been a rough year for a lot of people. You've gone through a lot of things, a lot of heartaches, a lot of death. It's just a lot of things that have been going on in 2020. A job loss, churches are different, schooling is different, work situations are different. So we just want y'all to stay encouraged and remember to take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself.
Your mental care and your physical care.
Start here first, because if you get this right here right, baby, it's going to let you know you need to get everything else right.
Right.
I'm telling you right now. You'll be in there, the book of R. Kelly. My mind's telling me no.
What your body doing?
My body.
What it's doing?
My body's telling me,
Please, babe, I don't want you.
baby, I don't want to
Me neither.
hurt
I don't
nobody.
want you to hurt nobody, babe. I don't want you.
But there is something that I must confess.
Tell me,
You see
babe.
how I did that?
Tell me, babe. Tell me.
I can't tell you right now. Oh, this was... Quit, Terrence.
Okay.
We is in the house. Stop. You got all the family. See, that's what I'm saying. You got to stay focused.
Let's stay focused.
That's what I'm talking about.
Focus.
Right there.
We got to focus. Okay.
You either going to be hot or cold. And I'm over here doing it with you. Boy, I tell you what. Some people take you down with them. You hear me? Huh? Look at her. She don't see nothing wrong.
I don't see nothing wrong.
Don't see nothing wrong. Now you going to help them backslide. We had them focused.
Hey, we still are focused. We just had a little sidebar for a moment, but we back in line. We just had a little sidebar. Okay, what we got here? All right.
Lukewarm. Come on, sis.
I can't be lukewarm. I'm hot as fire.
He need an antibiotic out.
You are retarded.
When I want to do good, evil is always around.
It's always around.
I did start that one then. Look, me talking about confess what?
Lukewarm.
They said that's a better exit song. No,
Okay.
it ain't. Because when you leave the house, you're going to get in your cars and you're going to have that on your mind. And I don't know where you're going to go. Go home. Don't you go by there.
Yeah, you got to go home.
Don't you go by
It's
there.
already getting late in the evening.
It's getting late in the evening. Oh, Lordy. And the sun. That's how they do. Is going down. Did they do that? I had to stop doing that, honey, because I was doing that and I was still in the club. So by the time I got right there, I looked back at it. Terrence said, turn around. You can't be doing that in church.
I told him, what is you looking for?
I said, oh.
What is you looking for in this
I
church?
said, oh, yeah, he was like, put your tongue in your mouth. I can't take you nowhere.
Son.
I can't take you nowhere.
Son. I don't think your people know nothing about that, babe.
They don't know nothing about that. That's how they do. It's like fire. Shut up in my mouth.
Shut up.
No, ma'am, don't get him started.
What's that, babe?
Look, period, Ashley. This is a bipolar karaoke session.
It is.
No, it's not. It's a blended.
It's blended.
It's blended, baby.
And sometimes it's necessary.
This is blended family.
It's necessary.
It's a blended family, baby. He said, don't be so heavily bound that you're no earthly good. That's what he said.
I think people be forgetting that part of the scripture, babe.
We know you're going to remind us. You're
I
going
think
to find one, won't you?
I'll find it. I'll pull it up on you.
We love y'all too. All hearts and minds are clear. Type clear in the comment bar. Oh, you got COVID?
We praying for you.
We sure are. We sure are. Crazy Me said clear. Dimple said clear. Melody said clear. Lisa said clear. Now may the Lord.
Now may the Lord
Watch between me and thee.
watch between me and thee.
While we're absent.
While we're yet absent.
One from another.
One from another.
Here now and forevermore.
Hence now and forevermore.
And we all said. Amen. Amen. And go in peace. Remember, you are somebody, so am I. The Lord loves you, so do I. Till next time, good people, we out.